Well, boy, you checking in. We in Chicago in these streets in the trenches. Nigga, shout out to AHumbleSoul. He and this bitch came to the crib to interview big folks, man. Let's go.
AHumbleSoul, we checking back in, man. Another exclusive. You know what I'm saying? We back in the rack with it. Big folks in front of the camera. Where we at right now, bro?
We out here in Humble Park right now, nigga, in the rack, cooling.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Boy.
Man, appreciate you chopping up with AHumbleSoul, dog. Like, I've been following you for some years. I know you was locked in with Lil Mouse, you know, more than a decade. Well, I guess around a decade ago or something like that. But more so recently, you've been like a social media star. I mean, you on podcasts, you going back and forth on IG Live, so on and so forth. So talk about just the resurgence. You tapped in with Bandman Kevo. Like, what makes you kind of step from behind the curtain and get back into the light again, dog?
Shit, just having fun with this shit. You know what I'm saying? I've been in this shit for a minute, watching this shit. Just having fun with this shit, really. You know what I'm saying? Finding other ways to monetize situations and just new lines of income. Just that's why I be a number nigga. I just want shit to keep adding up to bread. You know what I'm saying? Then, you know, trying to help everybody else see that, you know, you could crack jokes with this shit. Not even just jokes and all this shit, but you don't have to take everything so serious. You know what I'm saying? Everybody not gonna die at the every end of every conversation and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And people got different opinions. You know, so I just been sitting around bored. You know, nigga made a lot, did a lot behind the scenes to where it's like a lot of people that do shit behind the scenes right now. I mean, will have done things behind the scenes and they get their flowers or the people flaked out on them, or the situation ain't passed. I'm pretty sure they wish why they was up at them times, or making sure whoever they was promoting or pushing or investing in was up, that they pushed their sales too at the same time, because when that person fell off or go they separate ways or whatever, you'll still have you. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, bro, like even saying that, like you're not taking stuff too seriously, but just to kick it off, man, like you had a recent back and forth with a Chicago artist, you know, Rooga, you know, and you've been open about like your thoughts on like him as an artist and being like a spokesman for the GD, so on and so forth. But like, what's the history behind everything, and like, what's your point of view on everything right now?
On what, Rooga?
Yeah.
I don't have no point of view on Rooga. It's like, it's Rooga. I don't know what you want me to tell you about Rooga. He ain't did nothing spectacular. I mean, he's not a spokesman for nobody. But I didn't get the memo about it. I don't know. And if he's spoken for a motherfucker, the song has fell off the earth now, so what's next? But, you know, Rooga's my little, you know, he all good. That's my little man. We talk, we argue, we talk, you know. You want to know what's my frustrations with him. And my frustrations with him was, it started in California when he went up to No Jumper with the little pedophile guy we got here for 16. And he knew when I told him, like, hey, you know, that nigga got a rape case, you know what I'm saying, touching a girl, you know what I'm saying, 13-year-old little girl when he was 18 and this and that, like, don't be up there defending him type shit. But then he expressed to me that he wasn't fucking with him like that. He was just up there about some shit with Polo G, some shit. So, you know, that was the end of that. Then, you know, me, I'm funny, so I said a little shit poking at him here and there. We was on a little live with Adam and this and that. He was trying to get his shit off. I didn't want to let him. Shit like that.
Yeah. But what's interesting to me, like just on the outside looking in, watching that live, you started off like real diplomatic.
Yeah, I was trying to let Adam really know the point, like the truth about why he, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't trying to go down that route, you know what I'm saying? Which I applaud Rooga for that. Rooga know on some real shit, like, you know, like that nigga be on some old man silly shit, but you know, I really feel like, nah, I applaud him for not going down that route and trying to be positive, but you know, he coming into an unpositive arena. So don't come over into the internet arena or go on No Jumper or get into it with big folks and all that, and you don't think motherfuckers gonna be hit you below the belt or try to pull text on you and this and that, because this is what this internet shit is about. Hate it or love it, that's what it is. You gotta know how to sink or swim, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure. And the only reason I'm asking you about that is because, you know, the big song, you said it came and went, but it represented for, you know, the organization.
Man, that shit was a nice song for a little while.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It represented for Rooga. Because he was talking about, they let the GDs know, well, we've been in the door. Well, people that's GDs have been in the door as far as entertainment, rapping, all that for decades, way before Rooga was born. Mouse was in the door in 2012. He went double diamond. That's not in the door. With a song with Lil Wayne, nobody stopped us from doing that. So I don't really get what he's talking about.
That's one artist though.
Yeah.
Like who's some other like Chicago
It was
artists?
other niggas, King Louis. It was other niggas. That's because niggas' careers kind of stopped or went away. Or they had, they had their runs, they had their opportunities, I should say.
Mm-hmm. So how do you feel about the whole GDs or Blackballed?
I don't feel that. I don't respect it because I'm not blackballed. I get in whatever door I want to go to.
Artist-wise, like musically.
I mean, who's blackballed? Maybe their music don't be good enough or charting or doing, because once you look at Duck, all that talking about blackball and all that, soon that boy made Slide, what you couldn't black, how could you blackball him? Which way you was gonna blackball him? How? He was charting. Ain't no blackball in that. You can't hide the numbers. If your numbers not up to par, then maybe you might feel blackballed because everybody around you hyping you up like that's it and that's one of the guys and that shit. But around the world, we like this big and we don't even support our own artists. So numbers wise, this and that, those artists that's crying about they getting blackballed, they just ain't really getting supported by their own people, really, to be honest. Or they don't have budgets behind them to push their shit, to make sure they shit go where it need to go without getting blackballed. That's why Mouse he was limitless because we had unlimited budget. Nobody's gonna stop us from doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? We didn't need anybody help. We didn't need any assistance. We didn't need academics to say this. We didn't need to do none of that shit because the bag was gonna push him wherever he had to go. Wherever I wanted him to be seen, he was gonna be seen. Just like today, my same tactics. For Kevo, we're gonna be seen whenever it's time to be seen on the biggest platforms, whenever we want to be seen on. That way you get the fan base, then you can control your own narratives, you can jump in there, you ain't just letting people just run amok with your name and this and that. It's kind of like, it's almost like if you can control the news narratives like CNN, the owners of CNN and Fox News, how they can control their narratives. Mm-hmm. I think that's the new power in the game, like to be able to control, like, not to control, but to have influences over podcasting, blogging and all that. Because then ultimately your narrative become what is law.
I mean, it depends. I feel like there's always benefit in having like difference in opinions. Like just going one way and just
no, nothing should never go one way because that would make the world. It wouldn't make the world. What I'm saying, what I'm saying is
control the narrative.
What I'm saying is control narratives. Let me not. Well, yeah, control narratives.
So that's one. That's like one perspective. Then,
you want motherfuckers to keep the attention on you. You want to remain relevant as much as possible.
That's what you're saying.
You rather every time they talk, it be about you, whether good or bad. Because the more they talk, the more income come in. See, like I told you at the beginning, I'm a numbers person. Mm-hmm. I'm really heartless to compassion and the what do you use, the kind soul or the whatever you call shit. What's your name?
Oh, AHumbleSoul.
Oh, AHumbleSoul.
Yeah,
I am not.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? I'm a numbers nigga. All I want to do is run up numbers in my head all day. Numbers, the most numbers I can get. Mm-hmm. That's it. Everything else, then
So nothing is off limits to you when it comes to social media, or just online. Just if you in a disagreement with a person.
I got morals, so of course things are off limits. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like, what do you mean? Because like, put me in a scenario. What you mean?
So if you get into it with a dude like Ant Glizzy, and you talk about
nothing's off limits.